A crazy story. Courtesy of Front Office Sports, Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal is calling for a federal investigation into the Suns' sale and relocation. He was quoted as saying, "What's really frustrating is that the team is moving without any apparent caring about the fans." Now, if you guys don't remember, the Connecticut Sun had a buyer that wanted to relocate the team to Boston for $350 million. They were not allowed to go.
A federal investigation into a professional sports league? That's something no one expected, but it's happening right now. Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal has officially called on the Department of Justice to step in and investigate the WNBA over the shocking Connecticut Sun sale controversy. The allegations are explosive. Claims of anti-competitive behavior, monopolistic control, and even potential violations of the Sherman Act, a law that dates back to 1890. This isn't just another online drama that fades away. It's a serious legal storm that could shake the entire league. At the center of it all are accusations that WNBA leadership, including Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, may have pressured a team owner to sell to a specific buyer while blocking better offers. If true, this could be one of the biggest scandals in league history. The big question now is, how far does this really go?
Senator slams the WNBA, thumb on the scale in Suns relocation. The Democratic senator wants a federal investigation into the Suns sale process. Okay, here it says, Connecticut officials are breathing fire over the WNBA's Sun being sold and relocated to Houston to become the Comets. And Senator Richard Blumenthal is calling for a federal investigation. This is crazy, man. The WNBA, it's like they Cathy.
$350 million. That was the first massive offer on the table. A buyer wanted to purchase the Connecticut Sun and move the team to Boston, but the WNBA shut it down. Then came another strong bid, $325 million from former Milwaukee Bucks co-owner Mark Lasry, a deal that would have kept the team in Connecticut while moving it to Hartford. Once again, the league blocked it. And here's where things get even more shocking. Instead of accepting the higher offers, the Mohegan Tribe ended up selling the team for just $300 million to Houston Rockets owner Tillman Fertitta, millions less than both previous deals. Now, the team is reportedly heading to Houston, set to be rebranded as the Comets. Bigger offers were rejected, a lower deal was approved, and now everything is changing. The question is, why?
Cathy Engelbert, and then she threw in Caitlin Clark's name and Angel Reese and Paige Beckers to try to make it even worse. I don't know if things didn't turn out so great for Nafisa Collier, by the way, either, as her conflict of interest started to come into question more. But it was a bad look for Cathy this offseason, a super bad look. You finally come to grips and you get the CBA done, and now this is happening. It's like she can't get out of her own way. This is crazy.
Senator Richard Blumenthal didn't hold back. Speaking out, he made it clear he's furious about how this entire situation was handled. He said the team is being moved with little to no regard for the fans, and that's what makes this even more controversial. But it doesn't stop there. Blumenthal directly accused the WNBA of interfering in the process, claiming the league applied pressure and essentially blocked deals that would have kept the team in Connecticut even when those offers were worth more money. According to him, this wasn't a fair market situation, it was controlled. Think about that for a second. A sitting U.S. senator is openly suggesting that the league may have prevented a team owner from accepting better offers just to push a different outcome. Reports indicate the Mohegan Tribe had serious buyers ready and stronger deals on the table, but in the end, they were forced toward one specific path. Now the controversy is bigger than ever, and people are starting to ask, was this really a business decision or something much deeper?
Blocked any deal that would have kept the team here in Connecticut. The senator posted on social media that the Department of Justice should launch an investigation and stop such anti-competitive interference. Okay. The Connecticut Sun, the Mohegan Tribe, they're not happy about this at all. They feel like they have been bullied and forced to sell to a specific person when they feel they had other options and they were not allowed to explore those options freely, and they feel like they were
Now, this is where things turn seriously legal. Senator Richard Blumenthal has gone public, calling on the Department of Justice to step in and investigate what he describes as anti-competitive interference by the WNBA. And these aren't just random accusations. He's pointing directly to the Sherman Antitrust Act, a major law designed to stop businesses from unfairly limiting competition. According to Blumenthal, there is strong evidence suggesting the league may have engaged in monopolistic behavior that could violate federal law. Think about what that means. If the WNBA pressured the Mohegan tribe to reject higher offers or blocked certain buyers just to push a preferred deal, that could be a clear example of anti-competitive conduct. And this isn't coming from just anyone. Blumenthal spent 20 years as Connecticut's Attorney General before becoming a U.S. Senator. He knows exactly what he's saying, and now the situation could be heading toward a full-scale legal showdown.
The only lawmaker trying to protect local fans from sudden relocations. Last week, they introduced a bill that will require pro team owners to give local communities a chance to buy the teams before relocating. All right. It says limited ability to block relocation outright. Brian Anderson, who co-leads the sports practice at law firm Shepherd, says Blumenthal might not have much authority to back up his bluster. OK, Connecticut has limited ability to block a relocation.
So the big question is, can Connecticut actually stop this? Legal experts say the state's power is limited because the Connecticut Sun is a privately owned WNBA team, and if the league approves a sale and relocation, that decision carries major weight. But here's the twist. Limited power doesn't mean no power. Senator Richard Blumenthal has pointed out that Connecticut's Attorney General, William Tong, could still take legal action to try and keep the team in the state. And there's history behind this. Back in 2018, the city of Oakland sued the NFL and the Raiders over their move to Las Vegas, claiming antitrust violations. They didn't win, but the fact that the lawsuit even happened proves there is a legal path. So, while stopping the move won't be easy, it's definitely not impossible. And now the real question is, will Connecticut actually take the fight all the way to court?
The team in state, for example, although Blumenthal says that decision would have to come from Tong, I'm not saying he should or must. Okay, so this is an ongoing thing, and they may look to go after the WNBA in a federal investigation. They may decide ultimately to just leave it alone. But, this is a pretty big deal. It says the Connecticut Sun could sue Connecticut.
And it doesn't end there. Connecticut could still take legal action for damages, even if they can't stop the team from relocating. That's exactly what Oakland did in the Raiders case. They didn't win, but their argument was strong enough to move through the courts, proving there's a real legal pathway. But here's where things get even more interesting. Oakland was trying to prove the NFL acted in bad faith. Connecticut, on the other hand, could argue something very different, that the WNBA actively blocked better offers from going through. That's a much stronger and more direct claim. If there's evidence showing the league rejected higher bids from Boston and Hartford, this case could become far more serious than people expect. Now, it's not just about a team moving, it's about whether the entire process was manipulated. And if that's proven, the consequences could be massive.
Claims it was alleged the defendants violated antitrust law by letting the Raiders move to Las Vegas in 2020 while not negotiating in good faith. Oakland lost, and the U.S. Supreme Court later declined to take up the case. So they could go after the league. There's no guarantee upon success doing it, but this is definitely a major story to continue to follow, as it appears they feel like they were bullied into selling to Tillman Fertitta, owner of the Houston Rockets. Get down in the...
Now look at the bigger picture, because the timing of this couldn't be more explosive. The WNBA just came out of one of the most chaotic off-seasons in its history. The Caitlin Clark effect was driving record-breaking ratings and attendance, putting the entire league under a massive spotlight. At the same time, controversies were piling up. Nafisa Collier publicly called out the league after Minnesota's exit, accusing leadership of poor scheduling and competitive imbalance, even bringing rookies like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Paige Beckers into the conversation. That moment alone sparked a huge debate about favoritism and conflicts of interest across the league. Then came the long, tense CBA negotiations. Players were frustrated, threatening to opt out, while the league faced heavy criticism over salaries and structure. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert was already under pressure from every direction. And just when it seemed like things might finally calm down, this Connecticut Sun situation explodes into a potential federal investigation. Now the league isn't just dealing with controversy, it's facing a crisis that could change everything.
Appears the WNBA may be facing a federal investigation. This is wild. Cathy Engelbert and company are in major hot water. We got to break this down. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. That would be greatly appreciated. We have to get rolling here.
This is a huge blow to the WNBA's credibility. The Connecticut Sun wasn't struggling. Fans showed up, the arena was solid, and the team was thriving. Yet the league allegedly blocked higher offers to push a sale to Tillman Fertitta and move the team to Houston. Senator Richard Blumenthal isn't holding back. He's calling out the WNBA for monopolistic conduct and even citing antitrust laws. If a federal investigation finds they pressured the Mohegan tribe into accepting a lower deal, the league could face massive legal and financial consequences. And the timing couldn't be worse. Just as ratings, attendance, and visibility hit record highs thanks to Caitlin Clark, the league now faces a potential federal probe, angry fans, and lawsuits from the original owners. Best case, they dodge trouble. Worst case, serious fines and major changes to how the league handles team sales. Now it gets even hotter. Connecticut and the Mohegan tribe are reportedly preparing lawsuits for damages, and internal communications could reveal the league deliberately blocked higher offers to favor Tillman Fertitta. This could turn into a multi-year legal nightmare that overshadows everything else the WNBA is doing. Even if there's a settlement or policy changes, the damage to the league's reputation is done. A U.S. senator publicly accusing the WNBA of monopolistic conduct is huge. And think about the future. Expansion, relocation, new owners. Who's going to risk hundreds of millions if the league can block deals and force sales to preferred buyers? The WNBA needs to answer one big question. Was bringing back the Houston Comets worth potentially triggering a federal investigation? Right now, it looks like they saved a nostalgia story but created a legal crisis that could haunt the league for years.